I once naively thought, if you don't go to bed together, it doesn't count as cheating. Until that late night. Husband turned off the light. The glow-in-the-dark yoga pants I casually threw into the basket. Surprisingly, a line of fluorescent text appeared, belonging solely to Ming. Looking at those words declaring sovereignty, I suddenly understood. The price of riding with a cute puppy late at night. Much heavier than I thought it would be. My name is Lin Wei. 31 years old this year. 6 years married. My daughter is 5 years old. My husband Joe Ran is an architectural designer. Draw pictures until late at night every day. I am an administrator at an early education institution. Days pass like paper ejected from a copier. Exactly the same. Monotonous and boring. After my daughter started middle class in kindergarten, I start to feel like something's missing from life. It's not that I'm unhappy. It's just too quiet. Joe Ran is responsible for his family, but he poured all his enthusiasm into the drawings. Our conversations always revolve around what to eat today. Has the child finished their homework? Sometimes I want to talk about something else with him. His eyes were fixed on the screen. Just got by with a perfunctory reply. That feeling of being ignored is like a thorn. Not deep enough, but I've always been there. Last summer, my colleague Xiaomei pulled me into a cycling group. She said this is really popular now. Healthy stress reduction. I spent over 3,000 to buy a mountain bike. Bought another set of equipment. Fluorescent green helmet. Form-fitting cycling top. There's also a pair of black yoga pants. Xiaomei praised me for having a great figure. Wearing yoga pants definitely gets a lot of attention. I laughed and called her irresponsible. But I'm happy inside. At 31, I still get compliments. Which woman doesn't like to hear that? First time getting up at night. I'm at the very end of the group. So tired I'm out of breath. A uphill slope. I really can't push any further. About to get down and push the cart. A hand reached out beside me. Gently held my bike handlebars. Don't get off. Once you stop, you won't be able to get back on. Reduce by 1 level. Gently pedal along with you. I turn my head to look. It's a young man. He rides a matte black road bike. Wearing a black cycling outfit. A small light was attached to the helmet. Like a moving star in the night sky. The voice is very gentle. With a reassuring sense of certainty. That was the first time I met Lu Ming. He's 28 and single. I started my own small online store selling cycling equipment. Almost every night ride is attended. He rode with me the entire way, reminding me of the road conditions along the way. By the end, I was completely exhausted. He handed over a bottle of water, said with a smile, "This is my first time riding. It's really impressive to be able to keep going like this." "What's your name?" "Sister Lin Weiwei. Ride with me from now on. I'll take you from that day on." Dear Cry became my exclusive page in the cycling group. Every night ride, he always waits for me. Help me adjust the seat. Teach me how to flatten it. After riding, he even invited me to a Coke. Our conversation shifted from the cycling group to private messages. At first, we arranged to talk about equipment. Later, it became part of everyday life. He sent me pictures of the food he ate and the little cat he saw by the roadside. I sent him pictures of my daughter and the meals I cooked. Before I knew it, unconsciously, we chat every day. From morning till night, not a single day off. By the 3rd month of riding, Lu Ming started saying things that went too far. He said, "Sister Weiwei, you're the most interesting woman I've ever met. It would be so much better if you weren't married. They say I look forward to night rides every night. Because I get to see you." I didn't block him. Nor was there any firm refusal in words. "I'm just saying you should stop talking nonsense." "Stop it already. I've finished speaking." The next day, I still showed up on time with the cycling group. I know I'm walking a tightrope, but I pretended I was walking on flat ground. The turning point occurred during a transfer. That day wasn't my birthday. Lu Ming suddenly transferred 5,200 yuan to me. The note says, "Sister Wei Wei, you said last time that you wanted to change the wheel set. This is just a little token of my thoughts." 5,200. My heart was beating extremely fast at that time. Fingers hovered over the screen for a long time. I told myself, he runs a gear store. This is a friend's price, and I really do want to change it. The wheel set is retracted. Just consider it as installment payments. I'll pay it back slowly over time. I clicked to proceed with the payment. I transferred that money to Yubao. The wheel set is in full. Because I don't know how to explain it to Zhou Ran. So those 5,200 just lie there doing nothing. Like a hot potato to handle. I can't bear to throw it away. Too afraid to touch it again. Another half-month passed. Lu Ming gave me a 7-star scarf. Dark blue. Silk. In the corner, the two characters Wei and Ming are embroidered. When he handed it to me, he said it was custom-made. There's only one like this in the whole world. I took it. My heart beats so fast, it seems like it might burst out of my throat. I folded the scarf neatly. Pushed it to the very bottom of the closet. Even if they won't go through my closet. He doesn't even know where his own clothes are. I thought as long as I hid it well enough, then no one will ever find out. But I've noticed that no matter how well something is hidden, it's useless anyway. Because it emits light on its own. That day was Friday. The night ride covers nearly 50 kilometers round trip. It started to drizzle in the latter half of the ride. There's a section of road that's under construction. Crushed stones all over the ground. The wheel slipped as I rode past. Almost fell down. Lu Ming quickly grabbed my waist to support me. Be careful. His hand stayed on my waist for 2 seconds before he released it. My attention was completely on the road ahead. Didn't notice at all. In his other hand, he held a small bottle. I sprayed a little bit on the back waist of my yoga pants. That small bottle contains a glow-in-the-dark spray. After spraying it on, it emits a faint green light in the darkness. He sprayed the area below the waistline on the back. I can't see it at all myself. After washing up, I went back home. It's almost 11 o'clock already. The daughter went to bed early. Zhou Ran is working overtime in the study. I threw my cycling clothes and yoga pants into the laundry basket. After taking a shower, I went straight to bed. The lights aren't even on. Zhou Ran didn't enter the bedroom until around 1 a.m. He didn't turn on the headlights. Afraid of waking me up, just turned on the phone's flashlight to find the charging cable. The light from the flashlight accidentally swept across the clump of black yoga pants that ended up in the laundry basket. Then he saw those words. Zhou Ran, what are you doing? I was awakened by the light. Fell asleep and sat up in a daze. He didn't answer. He walked over to the laundry basket, holding his phone in his hand. Crouched down. Picked that pair of yoga pants out of the basket. Under the white light of the flashlight. The back waist area of those black yoga pants. A line of glowing characters was clearly visible. Only yours. It felt like someone had poured a bucket of ice water over me. Cold from head to toe. What is this? Zhou Ran's voice was very soft. So light, as if afraid of waking the daughter. But that soft snarling sound was even more terrifying. I don't know. I really have no idea. I've never seen it. This one. You've never seen it before. He turned the pants inside out. Those words glowed green in the darkness. Clearer than it could possibly be. You've never seen your own pants before. The words written on it belong solely to. Who exactly is it? Lu Ming opened his mouth. It turns out that all excuses are like bubbles. shatters at the slightest touch. Only yours. He turned on the bright light in the bedroom. The blinding white light made me instinctively squint. Suddenly standing there, holding my phone in my hand. He doesn't know my lock screen password. But my phone has fingerprint unlocking. And I was just woken up by him in my sleep. Involuntarily pressed my thumb on the screen. He checked my WeChat. My chat records with Lu Ming, from good mornings to good nights. I miss you now. Voice call until 2 a.m. And then there's that transfer of 5,200. Then he walked over to the wardrobe, pulled out the bottommost drawer, flipped it a couple of times. I took out that scarf with the WO embroidery on it. He looked at me. The eyes were red as if they might bleed. Lin Wei, do you think I'm stupid? Zhou Ren, listen to me. Nothing really happened between me and Lu Ming. Nothing happened. He writes on your pants. You tell me that nothing happened at all. I really have no idea. That character. It must have been sprayed on while I wasn't paying attention. You took 5,200, didn't you? 5,200. You said you wanted to pay it back. Have you paid it back? When do you plan to pay it back? Change it after you sleep with him. The more he talked, the more excited he became. The sound is getting louder and louder. The daughter was scared awake next door. Started crying. I instinctively ran towards the door. I want to comfort the child. Zhou Ren grabbed my wrist. Those with great strength want to crush the bones. Don't go. Explain it to me clearly. You're hurting me. Just let go. I hurt you. When you stab my heart, do you feel pain? He threw it away with a sharp motion. I stumbled and bumped into the wardrobe. The back of the head hit the wood. My vision went black for a moment. I didn't have time to react. He punched me in the face again. That hit wasn't hard at all. But the sound is very loud. Thinking of the crying of my daughter next door, paused for a second, then cried even harder. Everyone was also stunned. He looked at his own hands. It's like meeting him for the first time. Then he turned around and left the bedroom. Slammed the door shut. Early the next morning, a bigger bomb exploded. A number called my phone. It's a woman. The voice was shrill and cold. You're Lin Wei. I'm Lu Ming's fiancé. You're Tu's business. Lu Ming confessed everything to me last night. I still have 5,200 left. All that nonsense you're talking about. Return it all within 3 days. Otherwise, I'm sending your chat history to your husband. Sending to your daughter's teacher. Sending it to all your relatives and friends. Lu Ming has a fiancé. He told me he's single. I've deceived myself once again. No, I myself chose to get deceived. Later on, I've paid back 5,200. Fold the scarf along the line. Together, it was sent to that woman. She cursed it at me on WeChat for 2 whole days. They say I'm a fox spirit, saying I seduced her husband. I didn't reply to any of them, because I don't know what to say. What she said isn't entirely correct. But I'm not completely innocent either. Zhou Ren knows. After learning about this matter, print out the divorce agreement. Place on the dining table. There's a pen placed next to it. He said Lin Wei signed the document. Leave the marriage with nothing, or I'll sue you for cheating during marriage. You won't get a single penny. Can't get custody of my daughter either. I haven't cheated. I didn't sleep with him. You think cheating only happens in bed? Zhou Ren looked at me. What's in the eyes isn't anger. It's disappointment, that kind of disappointment that hurts more than anger. Your heart hasn't been in this home for a long time. You chat with him until midnight every day. You took his 5,200. You're hiding his love scarf as a seat marker. You went through every single step of having an affair. Only the last step remains to be done. Do you think I should thank you? I cried too much to speak. I knelt on the ground and begged him. They said I could make changes. I'm not riding a bike anymore. I deleted all contact information. I said we've been married for 6 years. My daughter is only 5 years old. You can't leave her without a mother. Suddenly squatted down. Looked me in the eyes. Said something I'll never forget in my life. Because it wasn't because of the words on those pants. Just getting a divorce. I did it because you yourself didn't even realize it. You no longer think those things are wrong. Do you think it's normal to charge 5,200? You think it's normal to tell others that I miss you. You think it's normal to hide a love scarf? You have no idea what crossing the line even means. A person who has no sense of boundaries. What makes me believe you? After saying that, he stood up and went into his daughter's room. Closed the door. I heard my daughter asking her father inside. Mom? Zhang Ran said Mom has something to do. Today you sleep with Dad. The daughter didn't cry. I wasn't noisy at all, I promised. It was only at that moment that I understood. In this marriage, I'm not a necessity anymore. They're complete. I'm the one who's unnecessary here. We're divorced now. Daughter and Zhou Ran. I visit twice a week. The next time, I moved out of the house where I had lived for 5 years. Rented a 1-bedroom apartment. Those black yoga pants. I forgot to bring it when I left. I never went back to get it later. Last week, I went to see my daughter. Take her to the park to play. Someone is riding a bike in the park. They're a married couple, wearing couple cycling outfits. They walked past us, chatting and laughing. The daughter pointed at them and said, Mom, look, your uncle and aunt are riding bicycles. I was stunned for a moment. Smiled and said, they ride really well. My daughter tilted her head to look at my mother. Weren't you also into cycling before? Why aren't you riding? I don't know how to answer. I watched the backs of that couple. Vanished at the end of the shaded path. Bowing her head, she said to her daughter, Mom was riding too fast. Lost the most important thing. So I'm not riding anymore. The daughter doesn't understand. Ran off to chase butterflies. I stood there. The sunshine is great, but I'm freezing all over. The words on those pants. It can only be seen in the darkness. But I've noticed that. Some things. Even if it's invisible in the sunlight. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist either. For example, hearts that cross boundaries. For example, the money that was received. Like that scarf that's been hidden away.